So here it is, the highly anticipated Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. And it's not called the Black Pearl, it's called Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea why Lego/Disney did not call this the Black Pearl. It's beyond me. Regardless, this set's gonna come with 2,862 pieces. The set number on this is gonna be 10365. Should be releasing early September of 2025. The price tag on this is up in the air as I'm reviewing this. I don't have any official information, but by the time you're watching this video right now, the pricing should have been announced. I'll leave a link down in the description to lego.com. You can click that. That'll be where you can pick up this set if you want to, but it'll also show you what the final pricing is. The rumor for this set is $330, but there's another rumor going around that it could be as high as $380. $330, 2,800 pieces, not great, but that's what I would expect today. But if it's $380 for this set, I don't think anybody's going to be picking this up because that's ridiculous in terms of pricing. Now, figure-wise, this has been a contention point. How many minifigures are we going to get in the Black Pearl? Technically 8, really 9 minifigures. As you can see here, it's a decent selection. Of course, we have the core 3. You know, we have Will Turner, Elizabeth, and Jack, of course. We also are getting Barbossa in this set. In fact, he has like a double-sided face with the curse on one side, which I'm looking forward to seeing here in a few minutes. The figure selection is good, but not great. I was expecting figures like Davy Jones from the other movies. Clearly, based on the figure selection, it's really just based off the first movie, The Curse of the Black Pearl, not from the core original trilogy of Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's disappointing. It makes me wonder if we're going to get more pirate sets, if we're going to get the Dutchman or some other sets in the future. Is this just a one-off? It doesn't seem like it just based on that figure selection alone. Only time will tell, of course. I gotta say, my impressions of this set, it looks really good. I mean, seriously, this might be one of the best ships we've gotten. I don't think it'll beat out the Titanic, but yeah, this looks amazing. The black sails look super menacing. I love that there's some like holes in them and like just the little bits of detail. But what really stands out to me is just how freaking tall it is. I mean, it's 25 inches. It's just over 2 feet tall. So it should have a pretty menacing presence on your desk. And you would hope so for the $300+ price point. Now, as we look around the box, I noticed something very quickly. And that is this set actually has a couple tricks up its sleeve. First off, as you can see from the front, the whole ship is complete, including the bottom, the whole of the ship, and there's some wooden stands as well to make it look like a nice display set. But if you're not into that and you want to actually make your Black Pearl look like it's sailing in the sea, you can do that. Lego actually made it a feature where you can split up the bottom of the ship so that you can place it on like blue base plates and actually make it feel like it's floating along, which I think is a really cool feature. I'm surprised other ships haven't had this in the past. That's really cool to see, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this works here in a few minutes. Now at this point, I'm ready to build this set. It looks incredible. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this looks like in person. I do want to thank Lego for sending this set over for review, and without further ado, let's go into the in-depth of not the Black Pearl, but Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. So upon unboxing this, you'll be greeted by some loose Lego pieces, which is not a common find in sets nowadays, and it's very strange to see this, but it was packaged a little bit separately. Upon looking at all of these bags, you'll find 22 here, which is not the greatest. A lot of these bigger pieces, specifically classic pirate ship pieces, so it's kind of cool to see the return of that. You'll find this paper bag off to the side here, which houses the fabric sails, which when you lay them all out on the table is quite impressive. It's a lot of sail pieces, and yes, that is a pirate logo flag right there in the middle, which is printed and looks sweet. There's a lot of different bigger pieces here, which definitely caught me by surprise, and I suppose elevates the set and adds value. And then on top of that, no stickers. That's right, this is sticker free, which is automatically putting this set into a higher category, which I always appreciate. But to be fair, there's really not that many printed pieces in this set to begin with, but
let's go ahead and talk about the minifigures first before we get onto that Black Pearl, starting with Captain Jack Sparrow. Dual molded legs, looks really good. Could have used a jacket, but overall, I really like this character. Looks good. I do wish he had the cursed face, and that'll make more sense here in a second. So a little bit more could be done with Jack, but overall, a good figure. Next, we have Elizabeth here. She has a very nice dress on. This is very beautiful looking. However, it's not printed on the backside of the lower half, which is a little disappointing. And then next we have Will Turner, which again, I feel like a little bit is left to be desired on the legs specifically, but the torso and head do look well designed. And then this is probably my favorite figure and probably the most valuable figure of this set, which is going to be Barbossa. Wow. Just take a second here and admire this figure. This is an epic minifigure from Lego. I love this. I mean, look at that cursed face. That is awesome. And this is what I wish Jack had. Like, seriously, this should have been on the Jack Sparrow minifigure. I'm surprised this was omitted, but regardless, Barbossa looks fantastic. Next, we have Gibbs, which I do think is captured pretty well here in minifigure form. But again, some more leg printing would have been nice on this particular character. And I like his hairpiece and dual-sided face. All of that looks good. Then we have Cotton, which, as you can see, we also have this really cool parakeet, the classic parakeet from Lego Pirates. So that's cool to see return in this set. Do enjoy that. And the figure looks pretty good. Again, I wish there was some leg printing here. And then after this, we have Anna Maria. She also looks good, but I think she could have used leg printing as well. Then that's just the case with a lot of these figures that I'm surprised that was omitted given the price tag of this set. Then we have Marty. He's our final figure, or technically final minifigure. I also think Lego did a good job here, but Lego isn't considering this a minifigure, but it is a minifigure, which is this sand green angel that hangs off the top of the Black Pearl or the front of the ship. And this is a really cool figure. I like it. It looks awesome. Then we have, of course, the Black Pearl. And yeah, it's called Jack Sparrow's ship for no reason to anyone. Like, I literally do not understand why it was called that. But again, I'm calling this the Black Pearl. We all know it as the Black Pearl. Glad that's all settled. Getting into the Black Pearl. As you can see, this thing is absolutely beautiful. I love every aspect of this set, and there is a lot to love about this set. Yes, it's all blacked out, but there is so much more than meets the eye here. The techniques are fantastic. It's menacing in person. It has a wonderful visual presence. It has features which honestly blew me away as I was building the set. And then on top of that, the build experience itself was really good as well. Talk about slick techniques as well. Like, I was very impressed with the backside of the ship, specifically how these angles were captured. There's so much to explore here, yet again, I do think a little bit more could have been done in certain areas, a little bit more detail. This set is considered to be minifigure scale, which I thought was interesting. They actually called that out in the instruction booklet. And getting into all the details inside the ship now, we do, of course, have a rowboat here off in the middle of the ship. This is, of course, something that Jack can use to escape with, and you'll notice that he does have his printed compass here on a 1x1 tile. That's a nice inclusion. I'm glad, again, that's not a sticker. And of course, you can have that rowboat off to the side, however you want to display it, whether it's attached to the ship or not. Getting back to the middle, you can see that you can take this entire panel off, and there's two rooms here, one with a treasure chest, which just has a gold cup inside, and the other is just empty, so you can place some minifigures in here, and this will kind of allude to what you can do with this part of the interior, which is, yes, the coolest feature of the ship, which is having all the cannons open up all at once on both sides. This blew me away. Funny enough, it's actually the first thing that you'll build as you put this set together, and I was very confused at first. I'm like, why am I building all this Technic and brick and all these pieces together? And then it all made sense after, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of building, and then I was like, oh my god, all the cannons are moving, this is awesome. It is monotonous though. Yeah, like there's a lot of repetitive building at the very beginning of the set, but after that, it's a very seamless experience, at least in my opinion. It didn't bother me, but if you are someone who's bothered by repetitive building, this set is definitely going to frustrate you. It's also worth noting that you can turn the actual wheel, and yes, the rudder will move back and forth. That's a really cool feature. It's all geared up, and it's actually a pretty ingenious release mechanism as well. There's plenty of detailing on the side. Again, even though it's really all blacked out with a little bit of gray here and there is plenty to admire in terms of the design of this set. And technique-wise, this Lego set is pushing the boundaries of what you think a pirate ship could be in 2025 at this minifigure scale. Like, it is impressive how well this was done. Like, I love the little rim around the windows here. That's like a car rim, I believe, and how that integrates into these little upside down cones. It's just, I love this stuff. It's wonderful. Now, as you take off the back half, this will reveal the captain's quarters, which is on the smaller side, but it can fit a few minifigures. You can have Jack here, which doesn't quite sit down because of his hairpiece, but you can sit down Barbossa fully. And so you could have Jack off to the side here or in the other chair on the opposite side of this table. Inside, we have some candles. Of course, we have a cup, apple, fish, little pirate map, of course, leading to the treasure. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, of course, but that pirate map is not exclusive. That's kind of the classic printed pirate piece. As we make our way upwards, you'll notice that there's actual places here to put the minifigures. There's even studs next to these tiles so you can place them and, you know, create fights or whatever you want to do here. And then there's even a place at the very top that if you want to have a minifigure looking out and, you know, making sure they're not going to hit land, you can do that as well. There's some other functions here, but my favorite has to be this little casket in the very back here. When you open these two doors, yes, this reveals where the beautiful rum bottles are. An absolute necessity. Now on the front, you'll notice we have two anchors, which just kind of dangle when you take them off, and they just wrap up kind of casually on the side. They just actually sit there. It's an interesting design, but I do wish they had a little bit more to them. Then in terms of picking up the ship, well, you have a few different display options. First off, we have these like wooden cradles, if you will, that hold on to the ship, but you can take those off and still display the set. I don't recommend that, but you could do it if you want, and it looks really good. I just love the way this set looks, and yes, you can also play around with it, make it look like it's sailing in the water. But you can actually take it a step further where the entire bottom half of the ship will come apart, which seems strange at first, but totally makes sense, because if you want this to actually look like it's floating, like it's in the water, well, you can do that. And I think that's a really genius feature. I'm surprised it's taken this long for LEGO to figure that out, but I'm glad it's happened, and this is the first set to do something like this, and it's genius. And it really does add a awesome value in my eyes in terms of being able to display this set in different ways. Maybe you want to get some base plates or some studs and make some water, or if you just want to have it on display, you can just put the bottom half on and call it a day. It's up to you, but you have that choice, and I think that's always an awesome thing. It also just occurred to me that you could actually split the set, the bottom half of the ship, and maybe build like a Kraken or something to look like it's attacking the ship. That would be really cool. I also have to point out this genius parts usage of utilizing that front wheel piece of an airplane for holding on to these ties. That's awesome. But overall, this set is fantastic, but how does it compare to other ships? So the first vessel I'm going to bring in is going to be the Endurance, which was the big Black Friday set of last year in 2024. I never got a chance to review it, but I do have the set on hand, and as you can see, it does compare very well against the Black Pearl. They're both beautiful looking ships. However, obviously the Black Pearl is from Pirates of the Caribbean, has minifigures, and is overall just bigger, but there is a 200-piece discrepancy there and a $100 difference, which is crazy. And then we also have the Amelia, which just recently came out earlier this year. Again, a cool set, but it's not minifigure scale. It's definitely smaller than the Black Pearl, but it has 4,000 pieces and it's $330, which is what the Black Pearl supposedly was supposed to cost, but apparently it's $380. And again, while the Black Pearl is bigger, I wouldn't say it's nearly as detailed as the Amelia, but I also can't say that I'm having as much fun with the Amelia compared to the Black Pearl. Then we have the Jaws ship here, which is a $150 set, and it also has, of course, the shark in the water and all that. And I love this set, the Jaws set. It is so good. And yes, there's a huge size difference, but if I was choosing between these sets, I'd actually still go with the Jaws set. That's how good of a value and just overall awesome set that is. And then just for fun, here's the Jango Fett Starship, a $300 set against a $380 set. And the Black Pearl is a good amount bigger than the Starship, and it's impressive to see the two side by side. But does it make up the difference of $80? I don't think so. It's still overpriced.
So with an excellent build experience, no printed pieces, incredible functions, a good selection of minifigures, and just an overall very nice visual presence to the room, Captain Jack Sparrow's ship, or the Black Pearl, is really a recipe for an excellent Lego set. I have very little to complain about this ship. The figures, there's some things left to be desired here, but the actual Black Pearl, this is excellent. I have no complaints. And as the instruction booklet mentioned, this is apparently minifigure scale, or as close as the designer could get it to. And it shows. It's really big, but also not too big where you can't fit it anywhere. And it also just feels right in the hand. Like it's, this is just exactly what you want. I love this set. It looks fantastic. Also, the sails look great too. The way they're attached is really ingenious. The build specifically on the ship body is incredible. The angles and how they were achieved using just normal system brick building is ingenious. I use the word slick a lot. Like, I was putting this particular section together and I was like, okay, that's pretty slick. That's not bad. I was impressed as I was putting this set together, and it was enjoyable. There was never a point during this set where I was like, I want to take a break, I want to step away. I built this pretty quickly over just a few hours. What you start off with is a little monotonous with these cannons being so repetitive, but once you get past that, the rest of the build just flies by, and it's incredibly cool once you get it all together. And it just gets bigger and bigger as you're building it, just like the Eiffel Tower. And I really always enjoy those type of experiences. So what LEGO has done here is a recipe for a successful 18+ adult-oriented set. Or is it? When we talk about the price tag for this set, rumored to be $330, but also rumored to be $380. I'm going to assume it's $380 though, because a lot of LEGO sets recently have been getting price increases. And if this is $380, I just can't recommend it, which is unfortunate because there's little to complain about this set. I think the biggest complaint I can make is the minifigure selection. I wish we got at least 4 to 5 more minifigures. And then on top of that, some of the figures that are included could have used some more details here and there. I think Jack and Barbossa look fantastic. Elizabeth looks really good, but like Will, for example, could have used leg printing or some more oomph to them, as well as the other characters. So there's a little bit left to be desired here with the minifigures. It does make me very happy that everything is printed on this set, though there's not that many printed pieces. There are at least 2 exclusive prints, and I really, really just like the overall look of this set. The visual presence reminds me of what you get out of Balrador or Rivendell from the Lord of the Rings sets. It has that kind of feeling, and I know fans are going to love it once they put it together. It's just, will they love paying that price tag when they go to the checkout line at the LEGO store? And I think the answer is no. I just can't recommend this at $380. It doesn't feel $380. If this was $330, I think it would just barely hit that price point in my head where I could recommend it as a day one purchase, but $380 is just too far. I think once this goes on discount, once you can get it closer to $300, you are going to get an excellent LEGO set. This is an incredible Pirates of the Caribbean set. I have a feeling, I don't know anything, but I have a feeling this won't be the only set we get in the long term. I feel like we'll have a follow-up. What that might be, could be the Dutchman, could be the Silent Mary, who knows? But I would love to see a follow-up Pirates of the Caribbean set because this is one of the best LEGO pirate ships LEGO has ever made. It absolutely blows the Pirates of the Barracuda Bay pirate ship out of the water. I think this is way better just in terms of its design. It has that classic LEGO pirate ship feel, yet it's brought in the modern world, yet it has that incredible scale to it. And it's associated with Pirates of the Caribbean, which is an excellent movie franchise that I grew up with, that I love near and dear, and I'm sure a lot of you as well. For me, it just comes down to the minifigure selection and that price point. If we had more figures and it was a lower price, this would be a day one buy because this is an excellent LEGO set. The design team should be very proud of themselves. I love this thing. It looks great on display. I'm personally going to be looking forward to displaying this massive ship. Also, I should say, like, this is, you can one-hand this and it's that well balanced. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fumble around in your hand. Like, yeah, this is a great set. It's just so unfortunate that it's so overpriced. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you ever going to pick up the Black Pearl or Captain Jack Sparrow's ship? Is it of interest of you? Is it the price point? What's holding you back? Or are you going to be picking this up come day one? Links down in the description. I do want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for review. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.